Welcome to Robert's British Cars and Stuff. As you see here, we have a 1974 MGB. It's an early 74 since it has the chrome bumper. This car was under restoration in Bellingham, Washington for many years. Unfortunately, that gentleman passed away and the car sat in storage. Then it was purchased by another gentleman who was going to finish the restoration. He never got around to it. Then I bought it, brought it home, along with several boxes of parts. There was nothing under the hood. Everything was in boxes. I did spring for a new aluminum radiator and the electric fans. But everything had to be assembled, the hydraulic system, everything. Speaking of the hydraulic system, that's why we're here today. The pressure differential switch is leaking and we're going to fix it. That little plunger that slides back and forth, yeah, it's leaking pretty good. So let's get started. Here's the switch. Well, actually, this isn't the switch. So here's the switch. The switch screws into here, kind of like that. The wire goes on the end. Front brakes, rear brakes. If you happen to lose pressure in the front or the back, you won't lose complete braking. You'll just lose the front or the back. And inside here is a piston. And when that piston slides back and forth, it pushes down on this switch, okay? And when the switch is up, like the position it is in now, the light on the dashboard will come on and tell you you have a braking issue. So what I need to do is get that piston out. What I already did is I took off this brake line and I took off this brake line. Now, I already loosened it. We take off the securing nut right here. Move this out of the way. The securing nut right here. Okay? And we'll put that off to the side. In here is that piston, that cylinder. On each end of it is an O-ring. That little tiny O-ring on each end is leaking because there's not supposed to be fluid in the middle. As a matter of fact, if everything was working properly, that hole could be open and your brakes would still work. Of course, if they failed, you would get a lot of fluid out of the hole. However, that piston really doesn't move because the pressure keeps it in the middle. My problem right now is I have to get that piston out. I tried putting a little nail in here and trying to scooch it out a little bit, and I got it a little bit. I tried grabbing it, not enough room in there to get the needle nose in. So this is what I'm going to do. I've devised a plan. This is what I'm going to need. I'm going to need a 3/8 bolt. That's the same thread as the switch, 24, 28, something like that. I'm going to need a bleeder. This is a bleeder that would be in your front caliper, for example. I'm going to need a piece of hose, okay? And since I no longer have the lung capacity of a young man, I'm going to need an air pump. Here's what we're going to try. There is the brass fitting. And again, I want to get that cylinder out. I can't seem to work it out. So I'm going to take my bolt and I'm going to screw it into the top. There we go. Snug enough. Then I have my bleeder. I'm going to put the bleeder in this hole right here. If I can get the camera shot. Okay, the bleeder's in the hole. It's not going to be tight. I'm going to back it up maybe a turn. Okay? Then the hard part, well, maybe the hard part, I don't know. I want to put this hose on the end of the bleeder. So my hands are in the way like this. Can you see that? Got the hose on the end of the bleeder. Guess where this end of the hose is going to go? This end of the hose is going to go into my air pump. Like that. Okay, I'm going to hold it. With the other hand, I'm going to pump. Okay, now before I start pumping, I'm going to take this rag and I am going to put it like this. Okay? Because if this works, that piston's going to come out of there like a bullet, and I don't want it ricocheting all over the garage and spend the next hour trying to find it. Okay, again, I'm holding the hose in my hand, and I'm going to put some pressure in there. Maybe more pressure. Pop. There it is. Now that we've got our piston out, we have to get these little O-rings off. And I have an old screwdriver here that still has a little bit of a point on it. So I'm going to try to get that in there, and that doesn't want to go. There, I broke it. But that's one O-ring. We'll try that again on the other side. This is how we spend a rainy afternoon in the Pacific Northwest. Living in the garage. Good. I broke 2 for 2. Good for me. Clean this up a little bit. And now if I can find my switch I left over here, you can see when this is, that's the way it would sit when all assembled. If you lose pressure, the little piston's going to travel this way and end up, I don't know if I can do it with my finger here, end up pushing the switch, turning on the light. Light comes on, light comes on. You got an afternoon of brake work coming, that light comes on. So what we have to do is replace those O-rings. It just so happens in my travels and endeavors, I save everything. Oh, look, O-rings. Oh my. This looks here, am I getting this? This looks to be a used O-ring that I've replaced. This one appears to be a new one. However, it looks a little bit smaller than the ones I took off. And looking through all of my O-rings, I don't see any like that. So, guess who's making a trip to the store? That would be me. We'll go get some new O-rings. Well, as you can see, one trip to the store and 1 quarter pounder with cheese later, here we are back in the garage. This is the, you got 2 screwdrivers. This is the old one. The old one's on this side. These are the new ones. And as you can see, they look pretty darn good. They look so good, I put some on the piston. And there you go, there's brand new ones on there. And now, this is something I do to see how it's going to work. I got my old Ginsu knife here, or a nice flat surface. And I put the, if I can do this, I put the piston on there, right? And if I move it, I can feel that it's grabbing. The rubber O-rings are grabbing like that. So they're not too big, they're not too small. I hope they're just right. So let's get this reassembled. Here I have some brake fluid in a cup, and I'm going to take my little piston and drop it in there. There it is. And we'll take that out. And now it's coated with brake fluid, and I'll slip it into the brass thing. Here's our brass thing. And I'm just going to push that right in there. There you go. I hope that's in all the way because I don't want to have to hook up my air device and pop it out. So let's hook up the brake lines. One other thing, the little retaining nut that goes in the end here, I got that cleaned up. Put a nice new brass washer on it. So we'll put that in. 7/8 wrench will torque it down nicely. Then this brake line goes there, that brake line goes there, the switch goes in there, and I can bleed the brakes. Well, that's how I replaced the O-rings on a differential switch on a 74 MGB. Now I got to wait for my brother to come over and push the pedal so I can bleed the brakes. Hopefully it won't leak. I hope you enjoyed watching today, and if you enjoyed watching half as much as I enjoyed doing it, then I guess I enjoyed it twice as much as you.